Hi guys, Zach here with another Command & Conquer Red Alert video. In this game I'm playing a 4v4 match on the map Booby Traps. I'm standing in the bottom middle position playing as the Soviets. So on this map, for those of you who don't know, it has lots and lots of crates. And those crates quite often are quite bad. There's ones that blow up, there's ones that like reduce your map vision to absolutely nil, and occasionally what you can get is you can get good crates as well. And it's sort of like worth it if you've like got infantry just to go and like pick up the crates, because if you get like a money box crate early on, for example, that's going to be very beneficial. So there's so sort of like a mix of crates, but more of them will be worse crates compared to usual. And that was a bit of a mistake with that power plant placement there. The player to my left is Eric, and there's some of those infantry. You can see that bad crate. It blew up when his infantry touched it, and he actually lost about 3 there. What I usually do is I just send a single infantry to go and collect each crate, because some of them do blow up. I'm just hoping I get some good ones, and that's why I've left some infantry sort of at the back of my base, because if any crates appear there, I've then got infantry close by which can go and pick them up. And now I'm going to be getting my first war factory out, and I'm going to be building 2 ore trucks straight away, and I'm going to be building towards the right so I can use that ore patch as well. And what's going to be sort of like happening in this game is I'm going to be like focusing on the left, because we can see that narrow gap there where Eric is at the moment, and there's 2 teams like at the top left, so I'll need to like sort of defend that point with Eric. And I'm just going to collect these crates, so fast speed, and I've got a vehicle actually, so that was all right. I'll bring that up to Eric's base, and now I'm going to be getting my second ore refinery down, and there's one of our ore trucks, and they're just sending another infantry just to get that crate. I haven't had any bad crates yet, but and that one's like, yeah, basically, yeah, nothing will happen there. And now I'm going to be going for my second war factory, which will give me a faster tank building speed. And just again, just having a bit of a look up here, we can just see some yellow infantry up there. I've actually got a tank, so I might be able to use that to good effect and maybe do some damage to those infantry. And now Eric with some heavy tanks as well. He's actually got some tanks out pretty early, so he's probably going for the early tank play instead of the building up the economy a bit. And now we're against yellow, but also pink is there as well. Both decent plays, and pillboxes around there as well, which are sort of like a little bit of a nuisance. And at these early stages, pillboxes can make quite a bit of difference, and we're slightly getting overpowered, so we're going to have to pull back to the safety of Eric's base. And I'm just waiting to get my next ore refinery out. And what I'm doing is I'm just waiting here, because there's no point in like jumping in there, because there's just too many tanks, and all that'll end up happening is that we lose too many tanks. On hold. And just getting some extra power plants. And I've also picked up another crate, because I can see I've got a mine layer there, which I'm not really going to use at this point. But now we've got in a fight with yellow. He's got quite a few light tanks, and we're going to have to be very careful here. Just taking out some damage on those front light tanks, because what the thing about light tanks is they have very low HP, but they can have high numbers at the start. And now there's a little bit of a battle. We've also got pink coming as well, which is going to spell trouble. He's using medium tanks, which are a little bit stronger, and at the moment just trying to fight in the bottleneck. Now yellow's coming in with more tanks, and we're vastly outnumbered here, and we are going to lose these tanks, so I'll have to pull back. I will pull back for the time being, and sort of try and fight and delay this. We can see that Eric has built a service depot, so he's definitely going for the multi-MCV play. But we always expect that from Eric, I guess. And now we're just pulling back a little bit. We've managed to destroy those pink tanks, but I am going to need some help here as the yellows start to push in further and further. He is losing some tanks in the process though, and I am getting reinforcements joining me. So we're trying to just delay this as long as possible. And I'm just having a bit of a look here, and Eric seems to have gone crazy on the ore trucks. There's absolute ton there. I'm surprised he was building all those ore trucks as those tanks were coming in. And now yellow trying to go back to the back end of the base. I think what he's going to be trying to do is go for that maybe construction yard. Actually, he's ended up going for the war factories, which is a hard move, because that'll mean Eric is going to be delayed. on his tank building, and he must have like a decent economy, although it does look like we might just save it, which we managed to do. And now we've got ping further up, and I've got a radar dome up so I can see what's going on in different parts of the map. The attack is in the oil refinery now though, and that looks like it's going to go down, but at least Eric's got another one just below, and we'll take out those pink tanks and those yellow tanks, because the thing is, when you go for buildings, you start losing tanks, and you can see Eric's tank mass is starting to build up. What we're going to do now though, is we're going to have a look at what went on to the right side of the map. So this was right at the start, and you might have noticed that obviously it didn't go too well in the end. Orange is there, and he's against Cyan first of all. Now Cyan has built a lot of infantry, but so Orange is having to like sort of defend at the moment. He's got a few infantry there, and it's always like if they have to run into you, it's always a bit harder. The only thing is there's a Soviet player there, and Soviets get grenadiers, which can do a lot of damage. And now he's having to defend. There's that power. He loses that power plant, but that's not like a biggie, really. And now we can see that Cyan is having to pull back because Orange has managed to get into Cyan's base, and let's see what damage he can do. And Cyan's having to pull his auto to try and do some damage here. So what he's managed to do is he's managed to buy himself some time and get those infantry into the correct place. And we'll have to see if he tries to run through there, because that could hurt Cyan quite a bit. And now Cyan building a second war factory, but Orange has got a crate, he's got a tank, and now he's starting to get the squash on some of those. Now I think it's dangerous to get crates with tanks, because some of those crates do blow up, so they can destroy the tanks. But now I think Orange is going to go for the attack on the war factory. He's going for the tank first, which is probably a good idea at this point. And now another tank coming out, and what he's going to do is he's going to scatter those infantry, and they manage to destroy another tank. So this is just delaying Cyan all of the time, and because Cyan's only got a couple of ore trucks, it's going to hurt him quite a bit. We can see from the replay actually that Cyan's out of money, because what he's done is he's not like built a good economy, and he built a lot of infantry at the start, so he used a lot of those funds to build infantry. We can see now though that he's built his second oil refinery, so his economy is going to be improving, and this is a bad position for Orange because Blue is coming into the battle also, and Cyan's coming in with some of those tanks, and Orange doesn't really have anything to defend with at the moment, and he's going to lose his construction yard, it looks like, because there's 3 heavy tanks there, there's only infantry, another heavy tank coming in, and that goes down. And now he's going to lose his only war factory, and he can't build another MCV anyway, and that war factory just go down, and there's another ore truck coming out there, and now all the production buildings are going to go down, and there wasn't that much Orange actually could do there because he was attacked by 2 players anyway. Some green tanks coming in now, but unfortunately it's too little, too late, and that last oil refinery is going to go down, and that's how Orange got eliminated from the game. And then they're having just a little battle there, but I think that Cyan's now pulling back, and it looks like they're going to regroup, but Cyan seems to be building his tank forces, and we're going to have a look at what happened from my point of view. And I saw this sort of like, I saw Rambo get attacked by 2 players, and I had to make a difficult decision. I had to either leave Eric there to fight yellow and pink, and I just did whatever I thought would be best and what would give us the most chance of winning, because I do hate having to leave players to fight 2 players, but unfortunately at the moment it's 4 teams against 1. So now I'm going to Cyan's base. What I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and go and attack Cyan's base while he's out of base with his tanks. So let's see what we can do. You can see that Cyan's just been building oil refineries since he built those 2 war factories. So now he's got quite a decent economy under his belt. So we're going to go for one of those oil refineries initially, but then I decide the war factories will actually be better because that's where his tank production is coming from. So we're taking out 1 war factory. We're going to go for another war factory as well, and both war factories are now down. And now we can start focusing on whittling down some of those tank numbers, otherwise I'm going to lose all my tanks in the battle there. But those 2 war factories are really, really big, and what we want to do is we want to find a way to destroy his construction yard and find it. But we can those tank numbers now starting to get whittled down, and now we can see that green is starting to come in with some of his tanks, and hopefully that'll give us an opportunity to destroy some more of those cyan buildings. So one of those ore refineries going down. We'll try and get another one down as well. If we get all the ore refineries down as well, that's going to make it really hard for Cyan to come back, because it depends, does he have the funds to build another ore refinery? He probably does actually, because we've cut off his tank production, so he will be stacking a little bit of ore. Although he might lose it because obviously the ore refineries aren't there to store it. But that's Cyan really damaged there. And we're going to go back to see what happened in Eric's base. This was after I'd left for the right side of the map, and the reason I'd gone to the right side of the map is I thought the left side could hold longer than the right side, because once you lose one of the sides of the map completely, it would be game over. So if we lost this side completely, it'd be game over. If we lost the right side, it would have been game over, because then they'd be attacking the right side of my base, and it would be 2 players as well. But now we see Eric, he's having a bit of a struggle now, because his ore refineries have been taken out, except one. So he's stopped some of his ore trucks moving around, because he doesn't want them to overcrowd one ore refinery. And now we can see yellow starting to mine off that ore patch. But Eric has got out some MCVs, so he's deploying them in different parts of the map, so at least he's not going to be out of the game, even if he does lose his main base here. And it looks like that's what's going to happen, because we've got a lot of medium tanks there, destroying the war factories, destroying the power plants, and it was bound to happen, like 2 against 1 against players like yellow and pink. It wasn't going to go that well, so unfortunately that's what's happening on this side of the map. And we can see, I think that's the last war factory Eric has, and that has been taken out as well. But he does have some MCVs deployed at different places, so hopefully he will be able to rebuild. And the situations are so difficult when you do lose a player early on and you do have good players playing the game. But we can see there Eric starting to establish a base towards the right of the map, and this is where pink starts to come on my base. So that's when I see what's happening to Eric's base, and I think I've done a lot of damage to Cyan. And I'm hoping that green can hold on that side for now. I've just sent an airstrike, and I know someone actually said that they wanted to see the airstrike. So I'll just pause there for a second when the plane comes and drops some bombs, destroying the power plants. I think it was circling there to get another power plant. But now pink is coming on the attack for my base. And I've got my tanks back now though, and it's sort of like a little bit of a bottleneck. You can see the tracking is not working in pink's favour, and we're going to hopefully get some good tank kills here. We've killed quite a couple of tanks quite easily, but now pink's realised, and he's starting to group his tanks up at the other side. But he's sort of like in a bit of a trap here, because there's absolutely nowhere to go. So he's going to have to take this fight or lose quite a few tanks trying to get through. So we just try and do as much damage as we can to pink's army here as possible. We've also got the yellow army on the left side as well, and we'll have to see, are they just going to take out those red ore trucks, or they're going to go for the attack on my base, because my tank numbers are starting to build up, and I've got quite a decent army here. So we're just going to try and take out these yellow tanks, and since we've got the better tank numbers, we are getting a brilliant trade. With those yellow tanks absolutely being annihilated, one yellow tank back, and now they are on the retreat. So now we're going to go on the attack. Some more yellow medium tanks coming down, so yellow's actually transitioned to medium tanks, which is definitely the better option in this game. I'm just having a look at my radar screen at the moment, and unfortunately I think that Eric may be taken out, because we can see pink around his base area. I'm going to use this opportunity though at the moment to attack those yellow tanks, but I might have to go on the defence quite soon. And fortunately what we can see is that green has got a construction yard there, and he's also got a Tesla coil inside the base, and now his Tesla coils do great damage. More pink medium tanks coming in, and the Tesla coil goes down, but those tanks are on low HP, and another Tesla coil popping up. I'm just going to try and take out those low HP tanks. 4 of them there, and they're going down, and another few of those tanks going down to that Tesla coil. So that was a great move there. Unfortunately being able to get a very good trade off once again, and now we can go for the attack on yellow and destroy some of those ore trucks and some of that economy at the same time. Pink trying to bring some medium tanks down, but it's not working too well. We have got a pillbox there. I'm going to destroy that, but it's not like too vital because it doesn't do like a great deal of damage to heavy tanks. But what is going to do a lot of damage is destroying these yellow ore trucks to yellow's economy. So I think that's about 5 or 6 ore trucks we've taken down. So that's going to like give us some quite big gains there. And now we're going to go and descend onto yellow's base. So taking out some of those pillboxes. Those pillboxes not doing a great deal of damage, although they are quite numerous actually as you get in there. So we are going to want to take them out, but turrets are a lot better against tanks, let's put it like that. So a couple of yellow tanks there, medium tanks, just taking out the pillboxes. They go down. Also going to take out the war factory to slow his building speed down. And now we'll start going for those couple of tanks. There's also some infantry about, both from pink and yellow. And now the yellow medium tanks coming in, and this could spell trouble because there's quite a few medium tanks there. Although I might just be able to hold on to this, destroying some of those red pink tanks. I'll also be getting some reinforcements coming in from my base. It does look like, though, I've lost some of that economy, and there's a pink ore truck there. I'll take that out also. And because all the ore trucks are going to this like bottom part of the map, I think that yellow and pink might have used the ore in their location. And if they're out of ore, that's going to be good news for us. And now I can see that Rambo, green, on the right side of the map, has established a base further up the map, so he's going to have a good ore supply as well. So hopefully, I think we're possibly going to have this in the bag, because I don't see much resistance here, and our tank army has managed to build up a little bit more. And now we're taking out the production buildings for yellow, and I can see that yellow hasn't built any more tanks since those ore trucks were destroyed in the bottom left hand corner. And now it's yellow out of the game, and now we're going for the attack on pink. I think pink's also got a base in the top right as well, so he's trying to expand out to build up his economy. And we can see that pink is now having to sell some of his buildings in this top left of the map, and we'll try and take out this war factory to stop those tanks being produced. And while we're fighting there, we're just always enhancing my own economy and building up just to make sure I'm not left in a bad position. But we can indeed see there's another pink construction yard in that top right position, and some of those ore trucks now trying to move to the other side of the map. And now we can see that blue's there. He's building some tanks, but it doesn't look like his base is in a very good state. And I'm pretty sure he'll have had a bit of a skirmish with green earlier on. So now we're taking out his other buildings, and we can see that blue's not really going to be able to make any inroads. He's also built naval units, which was not a good idea in this situation, because neither of our bases are very close to the water. And now just taking out those light tanks. They seem to be stationary. He's been caught off guard. And those tanks going down pretty quickly. Another one being built from that war factory, but it's not going to last for long. Overall in this game, though, I did need to make a difficult decision about halfway through the game, where I decided to go to the right-hand side of the map. I do think it was definitely the right choice to make. Otherwise, we would have lost the right side. And if that had happened, Eric and me would have been attacked from different sides, and I don't think there's any way we could have held on after that. It was a good team effort though. Eric did a great job of buying us time, because they spent so much time destroying Eric that I was able to destroy Cyan almost, or take out his main buildings, and then get back to the left side to try and defend. Unfortunately, it was a bit too late for Eric. One of his outer bases got destroyed, and that Tesla call from Rambo in my base when pink attacked my base was a real big help. It was an absolute lifesaver. The Tesla coil doing so much damage, and I didn't have to bring my army back. I could just use the tanks that were being produced inside my base. So quite a hectic match. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching.